I ended up getting out of solar because even though I was a GC, I was in North Carolina and I was number three in Boston in Boston, right? So I didn't want to actually have the liability of not really being on site, and so I was still using a contracted installer who I ran. I had like 150K in credit card debt that I had bought leads with. He owed me 300 grand, and he did not install those jobs. So I did not get paid. He took the front end of the financing, started in the installs, and then a year later they weren't done. So yes, there's a lot of liability. And then I think it's smart that you're doing the installs yourself, because the reason I came into doing all high level work is so I could control fulfillment. And it sounds like that's what you're doing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds
Um,
great. Well, glad to meet you. Glad to be here.
you too, man. So we got Benny. We got Emmanuel Sims. I know I've met you before, bro. Are you already an affiliate under me? I can't remember. I know your name.
I've been in for a while, so I think so. I think I came in under you from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe so as well. And I think that's everybody that's in here now. We're going to go until about 3:20. It looks like we're getting a pretty good response today, so I expect a lot of people are going to jump in. And I just know from experience that if I don't greet people, that they'll jump out. And so I'm going to stay focused on greeting people and just kind of give you guys, all your own personalized attention during this first 20 minutes. Just know I'm going to have to jump and greet people as they hop in. So I might just quickly jump away from the conversation and then come back. Um, Emmanuel, was there anything in particular you were hoping to learn today? Like just about paid ads? Was that it too?
No, I'm a master content creator, so like I have all the content. I want to repurpose it into products. So my goal is to learn as much as I can from, just being a part of the mastermind group. I know that when I hear other people's problems being solved, it sharpen me up. But essentially, I just want to be able to take what I already have and repurpose it. I look at myself as a big middleman.
Mm.
So nobody in my community knows what the hell's going on. So I'm just bringing them software like the caveman brought fire, so that's the role I'm playing right now. So I want to know as much as I can. I have the SaaS account, and I don't know. I mean, I'm using it for me and the team, but I don't really know how to like just make it work just
Right.
automatically yet. So that'll be nice, like a fool's proof plan. Like here, stand on the corner, someone's going to buy the crack. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Give me something easy like that, and then I'll be good. But other than that, I'm just here to learn.
Well, drugs will sell themselves, but real high level, you're gonna have to usually like cold call, paid ads. There's gonna be something that's hard that you have to do to really get going. My method is always posting in groups, community groups, which you can find on tons of on LinkedIn, Facebook. If you have like a good piece of content, we're like, here's this way to set up, whatever little trick you figured out. So like I've got a bunch of them. Like one is my Kixie integration. If you do any custom integrations with high level, people will want to learn about that. Um, so one is my Kixie integration. I've got some apps for the app marketplace I've made for high level. I'm giving you examples of things that I can post about in groups. And you know what? You can even post about somebody else's thing in a group and
That's what
get,
I was just about to say. I mean, intro. I don't know what kind of form this is. Can I converse with you?
yeah, 100%.
Listen, let me put it out here. I can
Mm.
sell anything. I'm a spokesperson. I'm a micro celebrity, right? I've been in the industry since I was 15. I blew up on MySpace. What
Oh,
I'm looking for is
He's
software.
going old school.
Yeah, I'm looking for people who have some products. We can you have your affiliate links already together, and I can send my audience to
yeah.
shop with you. So I'm looking for stuff like that too.
Mhm.
Well, off the rip, I'll show you a few things. And one thing I want to say, Karen Williams, I believe you're a client as well. But
Yes. Oh my God, I need to talk to Emmanuel and stop with the drug thing. Oh my God, it was too funny.
Thank you. Thank
well, Karen, how have you been? Is there anything you need help with? This is the generally the new client session, but I know we've met.
Yeah, I joined you, and I just got to say, man, I went to school in the 80s in college, and my teacher said I was taking coding or whatever. He said, you will never learn. I mean, you will never be a coder or whatever. So
Mm.
I am like really glad that I'm on your platform because I'm going to prove him wrong. And
Yeah.
I love Go High Level. Yeah, and I'm glad I'm under you because I know I'm going to learn a lot.
Well,
So I just need
I'll tell you
leads, and
a funny story.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you a funny story. I related that so much because I kind of learned how to code out of spite of some of my friends that were telling me that I didn't understand. We were in Miami and I had one friend who's like a Bitcoin. He would make cryptocurrencies. He was like a, Web 3.0 coder guy. And the other roommate was just a jerk. And then, this is right when GPT 3.5 came out. And I'm like, my mind's blown away. I'm asking questions about it. And they're like, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. And then when GPT-4 came out, I was trying to figure out how to integrate it into HighLevel. And I asked it, I was like, how do I integrate this into Go HighLevel? It's like, you're going to need to know how to code and make an app on Zapier's marketplace. And I was like, okay, well, give me step one. And then I'd say a month later, well, really a few days later, I was into the developer portal for HighLevel, developer portal for Zapier, and I was making this thing. And I was teaching myself how to code. And so, like, I think the most beautiful thing about AI is that gatekeep information is no longer gate kept. They're not going to sit there and say, you don't understand. You need to pay me 20 grand to do it for you because you're just not smart enough. You don't have to listen to that anymore. You can go and do this on your own and figure it out. And then once you understand the lingo, what I did is I said, I know how to do this now. And I hired my first IT guy and I said, hey, run with this. And now I knew how to oversee what they were doing. And so I think it's just a beautiful time that you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you what to do next. You can figure it out on your own. So I love that, Karen. And then you're not really going to have to code to use the stuff I'm showing you here, but you can if you want, of course, same way I did. Um, I've got a 2-hour video on YouTube, if you go way back on my YouTube, where it was me in those first days of learning how to code with GPT-4 when it just came out, like going step by step, showing how I was teaching myself.
Okay, thanks.
So, Emmanuel, I want to show you some of the resources I have for affiliates, and then we've got about 10 more minutes until I jump into kind of covering my like tips on running ads and then just the basics of our offer. We've got some done for you lower entry points for small businesses that we didn't have, Emmanuel and Karen, the last time you guys were here. We still have the same like white label fulfillment. We still have the same affiliate courses and assets that we give people that are signing up through my link. But now we have a small business entry point where people can come in for like $250 and we'll set up all the basics with AI for their business, with a basic website, XYZ and the third. And then they can do add-ons for ads or for whatever. So it's more like the standard way that people typically resell HighLevel versus the hourly, which is the way I do it for white label. So Emmanuel, you were asking about affiliate products. Like I've got a ton of snapshots, a ton of software that I've developed. I've got a Make and a Zapier application for HighLevel that have over 100 calls. So it's a lot better than the one that comes with HighLevel by default. So if you're in any community that knows about HighLevel, you can say, hey, look, here, my buddy has this app that'll actually let you do 100 actions, and he's letting me give access to some people if you'll just DM me. You can, and in a group, it's better to share somebody else's thing than your own, right? Because they'll shut you down if you share your own. I'm just going to show you this masterclass. So I have an affiliate registration form right here. I'm going to give this to you. And when you fill this out, it'll give you a link to reshare this page.
Okay.
Which this page covers my like free giveaways and my done for you options. So this has got my like HighLevel masterclass in it, the highest credibility video I have, and then a place where they can sign up and you'll get an affiliate linked page to this.
Perfect.
And these drop downs cover really all the basic questions.
Yeah, that's essentially how I do it. So people, they watch me and they're like, well, how do you do this? And I never really, all the way. I just refer them to a sustainable system that actually works. So
Yeah.
this is perfect. This is perfect.
Yep. I don't know if you know this either, but out of from the Go HighLevel community, there are 2 million business owners on it, and there are only 300 people that are certified by Go HighLevel, and that's what this is. I was the 80th, and I'm the only one of those people who's been a masterclass guest speaker. So that's a great little pitch point that I cover in there that makes people feel very comfortable because everybody's heard of Go HighLevel, but most people that have heard of it have also had a bad experience trying to have somebody set it up for them.
Right. What do
Uh,
we put in the AI employee code or the high level affiliate link space in
if
that form?
you've got a HighLevel account, I believe, and if
Yep.
you do, then you just want to go here and see, guys, we got a couple more joining, so I'm glad we waited. And then I'll get into the basics about running ads here. Carlton, nice to meet you, man. We're just getting ready to get into the stuff about ads. Carlton, if you can come off mute, can you let me know where you're calling from and what you know about HighLevel and what brought you here today?
Dallas, Texas. What brought me here today is that I've been seeing a lot of these other companies using Go High Level, and I was like, well, let me learn some about it and see how I can use it.
Oh, what kind of business do you have?
I'm in financial services and real estate.
Okay. Dude, real estate's the most popular category on HighLevel. And I'd say like then you get a lot of mortgage brokers, you get a lot of people doing traditional loan brokering, business loan brokering, and then like we get a lot of credit repair guys too. What kind of financial services are you most involved in?
Insurance,
Insurance.
life insurance specifically.
One of the I love recurring, and I know you do too, but that's one of the best things. So here's your manual. This is it. So if you
I
go to
got that.
your affiliate portal, this on the end there, that's the code. Mass Market AI would be my code, but you'll put yours in there.
Copy that.
Or you can just put the whole link.
Okay.
So if they sign up for my done for you services, I'll give you, it depends on if they're on the small business side, I
Mhm.
give you 50% of the setup fee in the first month.
Okay, that's
If
fair.
they're on the white label side and they're doing a big bank of hours, I'll do, then I'll do like 20%. It's like, it's different depending on the product.
No, I understand that, and I'm not trying to bleed anybody's business, so don't worry. I'm not a nickel and dimer. I understand,
I thought you
and
were really generous too.
yeah,
So
let's get it.
yes, sir. Cool. And so, guys, we've got a couple items on the agenda today. I'm going to double check. We've got about 6 more minutes before I'll jump into it. And in the next 6 minutes, like if anybody has any particular questions, I can just answer those. And then in 6 minutes, I'm going to dive into everything that HighLevel, that I offer for people that are getting involved with HighLevel, the basics of HighLevel. But before that, I'll also cover like what you guys came for, which is um, kind of my tips and tricks for running ads. I've spent over $1 million of my own money on paid ads. I've lost a tremendous amount of money. I've made a tremendous amount of money, and HighLevel makes it really easy to launch them. But what I'm really hoping to, and I'll cover like the tools and how you do it with HighLevel. But the most valuable thing is just like how you set your ad up to get a good lead cost that's going to convert. You know, um,
I had
really.
a question about, I was trying to upload, remember those 4,000 names that I get? And with the IP addresses,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, I needed to add the columns or the fields. So, but I know you're doing this, but if you have and I think if you can just show me a video, I can, figure it out myself.
Like
Um,
how to like get your CSV formatted properly for HighLevel.
right, because they have their own fields or tabs or fields
Yeah.
in Excel, but I want to be able to add my own because like the IP address, the
Okay.
name, address, phone number, and
You need to add a custom field into your sub account.
yes.
So you
Oh,
just go on YouTube and look up create custom fields.
okay.
I'll show you. It's in the settings. You go to settings, it's custom fields. You can create one for IP address. And then when you import the CSV,
Okay.
then you'll just select IP address to map that field.
Okay.
Um,
I'll figure it out.
well, I'm happy to help Karen and I can get more into depth on anything you need help with on the first half of the meeting.
Oh, okay. This is my first time
Yeah,
on with you guys.
you're
So
good. So you should have gotten the invitation for 1 p.m. Eastern. And if you didn't, send us a text and I'll go ahead and, so I can find you and I'll figure out what's going on in the system.
no, I did. I just jumped on a little late.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is my first meeting with you, so I
Great.
appreciate it.
Great. And then we also have the IT ticket form, which you can get personal help from too. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. So when it comes to paid ads, the most important thing is just calling out your specific audience in the beginning of the ad. This may sound basic to people that are experienced with ads that are on here, but people are always asking me, you know, they want to lean in towards using like data that they have and doing cold outreach to target people that they know fit this category. And I'm always like, look, it's really not that hard to get people that are in that same category in a way where you can actually, if you don't have consent, you're doing cold outreach, you're limited to cold calling and email, which is just so far not like what we're capable of with all the technology can do these days. You're going to need consent, which means they need to check a box with your company's name in it that says you can text them, AI call them, email them, everything, ringless voicemail. You need that box checked. And I always recommend cold calling until you can get up a couple thousand in recurring revenue per month that you can put into ads that it's okay if you lose it. Then you're going to play around with that 2K until you start making 4K every month from that 2K. And then you're going to turn up to 4K and make 8K. And then it's going to just roll. In my credit business, I put in 10K one time. I think maybe we did 4K in ads, and then we had to pay for staff, and we turned that into 50K a month ad spend. I never reinvested money into that business beyond what we were making from that business after that initial investment. You just got to take it slow. There's been a lot of times where I took it way too fast. I sold that credit business and put 150 grand into marketing in this business too quick. My clients churned out. It was too early. Now it's been another 6 months and I've gotten everything figured out. HighLevel has all these AI tools built into it now, so it just all works better. So take it slow, start with 2 grand, turn it into 4, and then get that first bump by cold calling until you get enough clients where you can afford to lose that 2 grand you're going to spend so scale it from there.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What would you suggest someone who's new to Go High Level and they have a business? What should they focus on? I guess probably several things because they got thousands of things on High Level. What should that company focus on? Because they need leads to keep the roof over their head and food on the table.
Mm-hmm. It would just depend. I'd have to do a deep analysis of that business. You know what I mean? I have to know the industry. So I'm happy to talk with you more about that for your business in particular. But it'd have to be more catered to a specific situation. You know what I mean? There's no one size fits all how to get leads for any business.
Oh, okay.
If they have like a bunch of customers in the past, or they've been in business for a long time and they've had 1,000 customers they're not following up with, that might be the avenue. If they're just getting started, then it would depend on, I don't know if they're a local business, if this is a national business.
I get you. And if they already have their website or if they,
Right.
yeah, I get it.
So
Okay.
I can help give that kind of advice better on the front half here, so 1 p.m.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
You're totally good, but that's going to just be specific to that business, really.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But if you're trying to get into paid ads and you're at a point where you want to generate leads like that, and you're not a local business, so like let's say this is more like high-level agency. If you're starting a high-level agency, you're wanting to offer marketing services, this is it. You're going to want to cold call until you get enough recurring revenue, a couple grand extra to put into paid ads. Paid ads is the only way that you're going to get over 6 figures a month. Is the only way. And so if you're an agency, that is my answer to you. So cold calling, like I used to go and source my leads manually, but now you can really ask GPT Pro, just do deep research and you can have it go and get your leads for you. You can say, hey, you need to still find your angle. So for me, like I'm finding solo practitioner attorneys. That's my sweet spot. Those are the guys I love to call. Maybe you like something else, but that's what I go to, and I've been cold calling them for years. And so, with paid ads, so you get the first revenue with paid ads, and then after that, the reason I was segueing into this is people are always telling me, well, I already have this perfect list of my ideal customers. Like, how am I going to make sure I get only them on Facebook? I keep getting people that aren't the right category. The most important thing is just in the beginning of the ad, calling out the right audience. So you need to be thinking critically about who your target client is, and you say, let me try to give you a specific example from one that a client was asking me about. So I had, trying to remember this example. I believe, I'm trying to remember the exact one I had, but the general concept of what I'm saying is you say, if you've had a business for 2 years and you're making over 20K in revenue, then then this is something you need to know. Call out, just say something so marketing is all about pushing away all the people you don't want, more so than calling in the people you do want. So in the first 3 seconds, you're going to want to do a call out, and this is the most important part of the ad. You want to leave the biggest group of people possible watching that fit your category of the ideal customer. So you want to say something to make sure they've got money. You want to say something to make sure that they're open to, your service, and then go from there. I like to do video ads. And so I'll write out my call out. For instance, if I was going to do attorneys, right? I know that I only want to work with solo practitioners because they close faster. I know I don't want somebody that just started their business. I want somebody that's got money. So I'm going to say, if you've been a solo practitioner attorney for over 2 years, that's going to make it even sweeter. And yeah, so that would be totally fine. You want to do a couple call outs to get the right type of person. And then you often want to also check their revenue. So a solo practitioner attorney who's been in business 2 years and is doing more than 20K a month in revenue, then this is how you can scale your ads, or scale your business effortlessly. Whatever it is, the call out in the beginning is the most important part. And you can do this in graphics, where you just have the graphic that says those conditions. Videos are always going to work better, and any of you guys can film an ad. You just need to get started with your practicing doing it. I write out like 1 or 2 sentences at a time. So I write out my whole script. You want it to be between 30 and 60 seconds. And then instead of trying to memorize the whole thing and say it all at once, put your phone on selfie mode, get a tripod, set it up, sit in a place where you can see yourself in the camera. So people say the selfie camera is not going to work well enough. If you have a decently new iPhone, put it on 4K facing yourself, and that's going to be totally fine. That's how I do mine. And then just write out, separate it into 1 or 2 sentence chunks that you can just look at and then say. And you're just going to say it with yourself looking at yourself saying it until you like the version you just took. Then you hit the heart, you go to and then you start filming the next section. And then you can edit them all together, and you won't even be able to tell. You'll do B-roll or some transitions, and this way you can film it with the right expressions that you want without having memorized the whole thing. For years, I would try to memorize the whole thing, and I would have a ton of takes. It wouldn't flow as well. And when I say a ton of takes, I mean like 100 takes for me to say it perfectly. If you go ahead and break it up into chunks like this, you can do it. You could do it with 20 people watching, and it wouldn't be hard for you to say 2 sentences with the right charisma that you want. And so then you can edit it yourself. You can have my team edit it and put it up on the ads manager, and it'll optimize it for you automatically. The Facebook AI employee, or the HighLevel AI employee, is a really great tool if you're getting started with ads. They've got templates for ads for almost every single type of small business. I like to do a custom video, but if you want to just start with something they have, you can use the AI ads manager and launch really quickly. I'll show you guys quickly what this looks like. And did anybody have questions just on my advice about ads? I didn't really leave it very open format, but I'm totally fine with you guys asking questions.
So yeah, do you happen to see Manuel Sims here? Do you do them in like funnel format? at all, or do you, when you're writing them, do you like, okay, I know when I get to this page, I'm gonna have a quick one for this one. When I get to that page, I'm gonna do a quick one for that one. Are you
And
doing any of that?
like VSLs along the way.
Yeah,
I do a short video and then usually um right now I take them to my webinar. So they go straight from that. And I use a Facebook form. The Facebook instant lead form I prefer to doing my own funnel because the Facebook instant lead form is going to um it's going to give them the phone number and email that they put into Facebook is going to be pre-filled there. And
right.
so it's more often, and you know that's going to work. That's when they're using to do two-factor login every time they log into Facebook.
And you're running that through the GHL ad manager?
I do them manually, but I'm pretty sure you can do the Facebook lead form through the GHL ads or the Facebook, GHL ads manager too. I'm so used to doing them manually that I just do them that way. But if you're new to ads and you don't want to have to pay a team to do it, then you're probably better off using the GHL version.
Yeah, because I feel like on Facebook, those they always take the money, but you don't really get the results. But through the ad manager, it's more realistic to what's actually being clicked. I feel like they're like, I think Facebook's going to spend your money, but GHL is actually using what they say that they're using.
Okay. I haven't noticed that. Um, but have you tried both ways, it sounds like?
Well, I'm just starting it with GHL now. And that's what I'm saying. It's just been like, okay, I gave
I'm
them,
curious to try it if you're saying you're experiencing good results like that.
yeah, I've like gave them like $50 to start, and they're like pinching, but I can run the same $50 on Facebook, and it'll be all gone on Facebook, but I won't have anything. You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? So I'm like, so you know what I'm saying? You've seen it.
Interesting. I've never used this one in HighLevel. I've only done them manually in the ads manager just because that's what I've always done. And so like I know how to go in there and set up the campaigns and ad sets and everything. And I thought that I was getting more control that way just
Hmm.
because I know it and like there's more options, but I could be wrong. And if you're saying you're getting a better result, then this is something I'm gonna have to try myself. Um, when I show people this, I just know that most of them don't know the ads manager well enough. They don't know like when you need a new ad set, when you need a new campaign, what the purpose of having the separation is, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but this is what the templates for the ads manager look like, and there's a ton of them, a ton of them. So they've got credit repair ads, they've got ads for marketing companies, cleaning companies, auto dealerships, everything you can think of. You can search right here. And of course, you can load it up and then, change elements if you want. So, can you tell me, Emmanuel, does it let you do the Facebook instant lead form or no? How does that work?
That's what I was questioning, because one thing I've been trying to figure out, I don't know everything about it. I'm just watching the dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you that because I've never used the lead form, and I
Okay.
wanted to get into using lead form because I know that I'm watching my client do it and it's working tremendously for him. But that was my question. Can you do lead form through the HighLevel? But yeah, I haven't done it through Facebook. I've been butchering. That's why I'm here. I've been screwing up a lot of money on ads.
Facebook lead form through HighLevel manager. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about running ads in the ads manager itself and like what the purpose of campaigns, ad sets, and all these things are. I think I need to rewrite that question a little bit. Here. Can Facebook instant, can you use Facebook instant lead forms with the AI ads manager in HighLevel? How do you?
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, create Facebook form when you select the lead form.
Mhm.
So that's all you do. And guys, you can do really, really customized lead forms in Facebook. I don't know how custom you can get, but here's Pavel. He's one of the HighLevel's biggest affiliates, and he's got this video that may give you a little more context. And guys, this is exactly where I go. Like I taught myself how to code using AI to tell me what to do. And so don't think that you can't use
That
it.
was good.
Yeah, it's
Very,
fire.
very good. Yeah, yeah.
Sure, most of you have realized that. But I did want to show you guys, give you a brief explanation of like what the different categories in here are good for. Campaign, really like you want to set that up for like I could have one that's campaign, you want to separate it when it's a totally different type of person that you're going after. So like my marketing business, they know I'm going after I'm selling marketing services. That's like the ads manager is going to be marketing services. Um, the campaign is where I might narrow down into here's one for attorneys and here's one for white label high level setup. So like these are people that have high level companies. These are people who are attorneys, right? So campaign, it's like a type of person that you're going for.
Mhm.
And so you wouldn't want to have one campaign where I was going for attorneys and also for people that are already using high level that I'm doing white label services for. So you want to separate it that way. So in the attorneys, you'd have one for attorneys and one for people using high level running marketing agencies. Even though I help both of them with my business, they're too different for me to have in the same campaign. On the ad set level, then I'm gonna get my different ways of trying to find those people. So I could say one ad set I'm using in Facebook interests, like predefined interests and demographics to grab them. On the other one, I'm using a custom list of people that I know are attorneys and doing a lookalike audience. And so your ad set is where you break down different ways of you trying to target that type of person. And then the ads, that's really just the creative that you're testing. And this is all recorded. It's gonna be live on my YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to dig back into that or ask me more questions about it later, like you can do any of those things. And I'm gonna share my Instagram handle for you guys real quick. Group. Copy link. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. And I did want to show you guys like how I do my lead forms. You can get a lot of customization in here, and it looks like you can choose a lead form that you built in high level. Let me go to my recent campaigns. So like this is the form. And so it's very, very customized. And I just prefer this to a regular funnel. Like they can go into drop downs here and look at like how it works, see the different steps and what I offer. Looks like it's not letting me click it for some reason. But you can do a drop down and see the different steps of how it works. And then it gives the pre-filled information. And that way I know that I'm getting most likely their real phone and email because the chances of them going and putting in a fake one is pretty slim. And then they just added a new feature where I can actually force it to check if it's a real phone number or not. And I'm trying to find the option, but you can even force it to they have to like put in a code that it'll text them a code and they have to put it in to submit the lead. I don't do that because I think that I end up losing too many people that way. But you can get really granular in there. And if you're having trouble getting what you need done with the AI ads manager, my team can always set it up for you in the Facebook manager if you're not comfortable with it. But I do think there's a lot of value to just knowing those platforms like the back of your hand in the long run, which is where I'm at. So I'm going to cover some of the basics for high level. I know we had some others on here that were wanting our AI stuff. And so I'm going to cover like what we provide on the AI front. But before we leave the section about ads, anybody got some more questions about ads in general, targeting, anything I can help with?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So with Meta ads, I'm targeting low voltage businesses.
Say again?
I'm targeting low voltage businesses. So I have a huge call to action, such as retail shop businesses, warehouses, storage units, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
running the ads for the past 3 to 4 days, my radius is anywhere from about 40 to 75 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Put the proper targeting as far as Facebook ad management, admins, business admins, business owners, but I'm getting little trinklets of leads coming in. I've only got a total of three.
Mm-hmm.
The budget is, I have about 14 different creatives to see exactly which one is going to produce the most results. And I've
Mm-hmm.
only produced three leads. Do I need to give time, or
I think you're testing too many creatives, is what I'm thinking. But how much is your budget?
I'm just doing $5 per creative until I see one take off, and then I'll, offset it with more ad spend.
Often, like with each creative, you're going to need to spend, it can be like $30 to get leads in the beginning per creative. And so what'll happen is by the time you even spent 30 on each creative, because it's going to have to optimize for each creative, right?
Yeah.
And so finding the right people, and it's not going to find it until you spend 30. So you're going to have to spend 30 times the number of creatives you have to get your first lead, to your first leads. And so when I'm starting a campaign, like really, unless I pretty much do $50 per day per creative
Okay.
is about where I sit. And then if I've got $100, then I'll try per day, then I'll try two creatives. What about you, Emmanuel? You seem like you've got a good bit of experience here too, possibly.
No, no. So I do 98% is organic, right?
Okay.
And when I'm hearing you guys talk about spending money on eyes, like I can yield about 30,000, on average every month with no ad spend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting into ad spend. So I'm trying to understand. Um,
You'll probably get like I get like 1,700 views for $600, 1,700 impressions, and so yeah, 30K is a decent amount of views. Um,
I gotta show you my analytics one day. We gotta get off. Like I don't when I tell you I'm only put the $50 in Go High Level for ad spends right now. So I'm like, I don't I'm not capitalizing off of my audience as much as that's what I did a little review. The thing is you have organic people watching you. Sometimes I do 500,000 on Facebook, no money spent. I
yeah,
have people looking, but I'm not closing those deals. I'm not following up with them. I'm not doing any. It's just it's just attention. And it's to you guys, you're like, oh man, fuck that, give me that.
I'm gonna do it though, right? And so that's what
Right.
matters. But you just need to get like some good lead magnets in your bio, and then a good link on top. I think my team right now is putting it together where we have like you can download all of my posts. So let me show you. I don't want to get too far off point. So for you, Mr. Smiley, $50 per day, and I would just stick with like one, one creative, one ad set and let that run and then tweak from there. But I would simplify it a lot. Now tell me, am I telling you something, but how much experience have you got doing this? How much have you spent on other campaigns?
I mean, I spent some time and I spent a considerable amount of money, and this is the client's budget. So we've been running the campaign for right about 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was going through all the parameters that Meta sets for you as far as being able to optimize and get the best results. Well, that was garbage. That was just money thrown down the drain. So then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, let me do a direct call to action to the avatar where I started saying such and such cities business owners that are car dealerships, storage units, retail shops, property managers, so on and so forth. And then I would have the creative, which is a little bit more satirical, back up that hard call to action.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed a lot more engagement as of late. But you know as well as I know, we're always on a clock, especially when we're dealing with the client's money as opposed to our money.
Right.
And I'm just have that timer going off my mind where I'm like, okay, what am I not doing enough of, or what do I need to kind of de-escalate to be able to then navigate and put some more ad spend to somewhere else where I need to move.
I would, so first off, make that one ad set as big as possible. So start out with the biggest pool of people you can, because the way the Facebook algorithm is going to work is for that ad, it's going to, the bigger the pool is, as long as you're getting not getting unqualified people, as long as if it's the bigger the pool is of qualified people, Facebook's going to pick the cheapest leads out of that pool. And so the bigger the pool is, the wider the radius is, and the more types of people you're telling it in that radius that you want to see your ad, the lower your ad cost is going to be, the lower your lead cost is going to be. So big as possible, but make sure you're still filtering out people you don't want in that area. So I would like combine all that stuff together so that you're getting the biggest, what do they call it, audience possible. Make sure you're not getting people you don't want to hit, but put those property managers, all those types of people into one ad set. Biggest radius you can, all the different areas, put them all into one. And then do $50 a day. Pick your favorite creative, and I would let that run, bro. I think you'll get better results that way. And then, yeah. Can you tell which ones are creating or working better? I don't know how different your creatives are.
Um, they're all considerably different. I mean, for low voltage for car dealerships, we have vehicle showing.
Okay.
You know, every creative more or less magnifies whatever the copy is, and we're
Right.
just pretty much focalizing on pain. So
How
we're
many
saying, hey, if you don't resolve this, this will be the outcome.
So is this for like upgrading your electrical systems?
So low voltage is like camera systems, alarm systems, so
Okay. Understood.
access control, camera systems, structure wire. They are their main target audience is commercial businesses, but people don't typically think about security as opposed to something happens because people are more retroactive as opposed to proactive. So what the ad has to call out on is pretty much people's negligence on
Right.
putting things on a back burner while also moving a person to action. How do I effectively do that? Obviously, by making sure that the copy is something playing on
Right.
their,
So you can't
you know,
combine
their
them,
nuances and so on and so forth.
or you might be able to, but it might not be as effective. So what I'm thinking is choose the one that you think is going to be the best. You know, the category that's going to have the most money to spend on the problem or to spend on fixing the problem. I don't know if you have a sense of like, which one of these categories tends to buy the
Yeah,
most security systems, but I
I
would just
do.
go with that. And then for you to really test that many different categories, I can see the value in doing that, but you're going to need to throw $50 at each one of those pockets per day, pretty much. The way the algorithm works is I think you have to get 20 conversions in 7 days for the learning phase to exit. You can look up how many conversions do you have to have for the learning phase to finish. You can just look that straight up right now. I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be, 40. But the way the math works out is essentially you need to spend like $50 a day per ad to effectively exit the learning phase if you're getting $10 to $20 leads.
So you're saying you're not even playing the game. If you're just basically what I was doing was just penny, 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 penny. I'm not even scratching the surface, and it makes
Not
sense.
even getting a chance to learn. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you
Okay.
how many conversion events have to happen in 7 days to properly exit the learning phase.
That makes so much sense. Why I'm just throwing away money because I
Yeah.
am.
You need 50 events in 7 days. So you have to be spending enough to get 50 leads in 7 days,
Okay. And that's
right?
why the form is good because they
They're
got to put
usually
information
like
in.
$20. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's
But
that means you need to spend $1,000 in 7 days almost to
yeah,
really.
but you would typically know within 3 days if an ad creative is
Right.
taking off or not.
Right.
So my thing
At
is
one at a time.
yeah,
Right.
but if our CTR ratio is relatively low and it's less than 1%, then obviously I need to redirect and go a different
Yeah.
route.
You can
Are
still
you
get
using
data from the test, like you're saying. You can look at the CTR. You can look at some of those things to decide which one of these assets you want to continue with, and then send it for what you need to get. At least do $50 a day on the
Well,
campaign.
yeah, I mean, I'm doing a total of $85 a day. It's $5 per each creative.
Right. Well, I think you have to exit the learning phase in each creative. And so
Mm.
like you wanna look at the CTRs, eliminate all the bad ones, and then focus on like one or for 85 bucks, one or two creatives.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I
And
ask them a question?
yeah.
Are you doing videos or stills for these creatives?
Stills.
I would also, I mean, I am a video expert, but I'm not trying to take over nobody. You should consider doing videos. And
Well,
Well, no,
I think it might
videos
be
would ideally be the route to go, but I'm also
yeah.
more so emphasizing on person service. So it has to be able to be cognizant of camera installations, home automation, smart integration. So unless I have a videographer that can go around, put up a prop set to be able to show exactly what these different products and services can do, while also shining light on the person's pain point, there's just a little bit more red tape that needs to be crossed outside of you just scouring the internet, putting
Right.
putting together a video, which I do have that now, but there's obviously a template that you necessarily need to go by, which is display the pain, put extra light on the pain, then provide a solution, then reassurance, and then call to action. But
Right.
it takes a little bit more familiarity, just like with solar. All you're doing is just pretty much taking on debt and
Mhm.
selling it to pretty much merchant banks. And there's just a lot of red tape depending on how much you're going to get back from the state, from the government, drawbacks, and all this other stuff. So,
Guys, I gotta run you guys through
yeah,
some
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but just for everybody's time here, because there's some people that came not even caring about ads. And so if they're still here, thank you guys. I think it might have been Carlton, but I'm not sure. Who was it? Was it Emmanuel that came that was maybe not here for ads, but he was looking at getting help with some other things? It was one of you guys, the
That's
newcomer.
me. I wasn't necessarily here for ads, but I
Okay.
wanted to learn as much as I can. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna cover this quicker than normal. All right. Like I mentioned, we've got kind of two ways of coming in with us. Well, there's three ways. Like I can help you as an affiliate build your agency. I can help you straight up start going into your agency. If you want it even more simple, you can come and sell for my agency, and I'll give you a commission. I don't care. You can cold call. I'll show you how to do it. If you have a small business, I can show you how to set it up in your own agency. I can have my team set it up in your agency, white label. So we do white label fulfillment. There's like a higher minimum for that because I know I'm not going to get recurring. Once it's set up, you're not going to need me anymore. Potentially. But then the lowest entry point for done for you work is like I have a la carte services. Like we'll manage and set up paid ads for anybody for 500 a month. And you guys know you can easily add another 500 on top of that, right? Or even 100 or even 1,000 on top of that, and your client will still be happy. So we've got a la carte services, but the first thing I'm going to cover is all the bonuses we give away with affiliation. And Emmanuel, these are great things to
Manage and set up paid ads for anybody.
Oop. Let me figure out why that just happened. I don't know. Um, these are the great things to give away and for you to mention in like Facebook groups and things like that when you're trying to drum up business like that. So I mentioned like I taught myself how to code and I made some apps. You got somebody joining. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. That's the problem. When I taught myself how to code, I made a couple apps for HighLevel that everybody gets when they're affiliated with me. So like really any service of mine, if you're paying us for anything, or even if you signed up for HighLevel through my link, I'm going to give you all these things. So normally you get a 15-minute call with me. You get one of those one-on-one when you sign up for anything. I've got an extended 30-day trial link. And if you're up, you can also upgrade to get access to any of this stuff. So you can upgrade from the 97 plan to the 297. Or you can use my code for AI employee, which is like another system in HighLevel. So there's a way for anybody to get access to these things without having to pay me at all. You just upgrade something in your HighLevel. So we're packing in even more value. Now, what you're going to get beyond that one-on-one call, you're going to get access to 3 group coaching calls a week. And normally this call is really structured. I'm sticking straight to these points. It's pretty much the same thing. And the first half is where I'm more interactive and giving assistance to my clients with whatever they need. So if you're affiliated with me or you're my client on any of my products, even if you just signed up for HighLevel through my link, you're going to get access to 3 group coaching calls. That's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And so a lot of the people on this call are my current clients, like Karen, Serena. I see them up because their windows are up, but there's more people on here that are my current clients. you get it's like 4 courses now. I've got a bunch of courses I give you guys access to. They show you how to set up my supercharged AI employee snapshot. So I started working with AI voice and text systems. Voice 2 years ago, AI texting. No, voice 2 years ago, AI texting 4 years ago. Now, HighLevel has brought them all inside their own system. And so it's much more easy to set up. And a lot of the tricks that I learned, I brought into these snapshots that are now quick to set up. So, for instance, HighLevel's AI voice does not have a memory of past voice conversations. It also doesn't have a memory of all the conversations that are happening over text channels. So I built a memory system. I learned how to do this when I was integrating other systems into HighLevel. And now with a quick setup in my snapshot, your HighLevel system will be supercharged as well. And that means that your voice has a memory of previous voice conversations and of the text channels. So if somebody calls ticked off and then they text about it, the text system is going to be aware of that call they just had and respond like it's aware of it. Right. So my course has a quick 1 hour setup guide to have AI responding and booking appointments over voice, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, SMS, web chat. I don't know if I left one out, but all the channels. And then we've got a deeper section where you go another 3 hours of setup. And then you've got what we call a deep AI setup, where instead of just answering questions and booking for one calendar, it can handle multiple calendars. It can handle rescheduling. It can handle a client's request versus a non-client's request, like, an initial call versus an onboarding call or a support call, right? So we give you the guides for setting up all that stuff inside HighLevel's native system. You get my website template for a SaaS website. So if you're trying to go to market and resell my services or start your own marketing agency, you've got my exact website template to give you a quick start. And you get access to all my affiliate programs as well. So that's what we have for affiliates. Emmanuel, I'm assuming you probably are looking to get started installing some of the AI features. That's what you asked about in the beginning, right?
Yeah, can you hear me? That's exactly
Yeah.
correct.
Now I can. So I'll show you. We actually just upgraded these courses yesterday. Again, the community's gotten pretty darn big. And the learning section, this is it, the supercharged AI employee. So like this is my old one where I was showing you how to integrate third-party systems like Air AI and ZappyChat and CloseBot with a fully unified AI system. Now, guess what? It's all native, meaning it all comes out of the box with HighLevel, much easier to set up, much cheaper. And we've got it broken down into the setup here. All the snapshots are in here. And then we also just filled in like some of HighLevel's basic videos for the things that I'm not doing any differently. Like I didn't need to make a video to show you some of these basics because HighLevel already has one. My stuff focuses on the AI. So like the ones that are focused on AI is the ones that we've added. So this course can take you from A to Z, starting a new agency and setting up your first sub accounts. On the done for you side, we've really got 2 different types of pricing, and I'll just show that here. And what I'll do is if anybody wants to get started with any of these services or needs a little more clarity, I'm just going to drop a one-on-one calendar. And you don't have to sign up. But if you are serious about, I don't think she meant to come off mute. So we've got the agency services, like white label agency services here, and then we've got small business a la carte services. You can check out either of them. But in general, our like starter package for setting up your HighLevel with all the basics is $250 a month, all the AI channels set up. We also offer SEO. If you guys don't know about Search Atlas is an amazing product that just got integrated with HighLevel. It gets SEO results in weeks instead of months. It is the best AI SEO platform, and now it's inside HighLevel. And so you can offer really like all the services of a traditional marketing company with AI through HighLevel at this point. Somebody with barely any experience can come in and do that. And that's it, guys. So I'm happy to answer questions here. I'll drop a link for one-on-one calls. And is there anybody who knows that they want to do a one-on-one meeting, or anybody that has some more questions? We went real deep into just like some technical stuff on this call, so I would not be surprised if um iPhone, who is iPhone? So I can tell who's having a problem here with email sending issues. Oh, Latoya. Is it if it's go high level email sending issues? I can tell the team. Nyan, are you still in here? Probably not. I'll tell the team, Latoya, but high level support, the question mark, they'll get on Zoom with you right now and help you. That might be best. And then I can tell the team to check on your did you already submit an IT ticket as well? Because I'll follow up with them right now. The quickest response, IT ticket, go to high level. IT ticket to us, go to high level for live Zoom, and then follow up in the community and like tag me and the team. And that'll make sure we are paying attention to the ticket you just submitted. Um, Carlton, which type of services were you interested in, man? I'm sorry, we greeted a bunch of people here in the beginning.
I don't know yet. Probably have to get a separate conversation to kind of figure out what
Do you?
that is. I'm really more so looking to use GoHelp for my own business
Mhm.
for now. So yeah, I'm just really trying to figure out how to kind of
Yeah.
operate that.
Well, I would love to help you to use it for your business, and then we can take you into my agency. We just opened the option back up to come into my agency, and so it's a lower starting point. It could be like just, and I'm waiving the $1,000 setup fee right now, so it's just $250 for the basics. And then if you need some SEO or some other services, we can talk about what I think would be the best fit for you. You know, after I get a better understanding of your situation.
Okay.
Uh, do you see the link I just dropped for Rob's personal
Yeah,
account?
I clicked on it. I got it.
Great. Um, and guys, like I loved going more into detail on some technical stuff to help you, Deon. Tell me how to say your name again, bro. DeAndre. Cool, cool, cool. Is there anything else you want help with, bro? I hope I was helpful. I know it's like it seemed like we talked about a lot, but I barely scraped the surface on what there is to know about ads, is the truth.
You did. Obviously we would I mean I definitely know the basic fundamentals is just mainly just giving time and thinking yourself out the problem. You know,
Yeah.
all it is just marketing is getting someone to take an action.
Mm-hmm.
So that's mainly what I'm just struggling with as, you know, I think most of the people in the group are in different stages in their
Yeah.
market journey. So
The other thing I'll say is like just ongoing nurture to those leads once they come in. If they're not ready right now, like when you first get leads, if you get 20 leads on average, one of those should close if you really work the hell out of them. But if somebody was ever interested in your services, if you nurture them forever, I would argue that if you wait for it to be the right time for them, that 80% of them, the time will come around. And so continuing to nurture them is the other trick to this. And you guys see how I do it. Everybody on this meeting came in through one of my Facebook ads at some point in the last year and a half. And 3 times a week, I think of something new to tell you guys about. On top of that, I'm posting in my YouTube more than 2 times a week. I'm doing a long form tutorial, and I'm just continuing to drum up the traffic to like stay talking about something new to you guys. And that's the same kind of thing that you should set up for these clients too, like ongoing nurture, whether it's just an email campaign or something more sophisticated like what I have. Um, but they want results quick most of the time, which is the thing there. Have you done reactivations for them, bro? Do you have any old lead? Do they have any old customers, old anything?
no, everything is just paid traffic. So I have, you know, I have my AI bot call, verify them, then I have the conversational bot to message them. I have the scheduling. I have everything built out as far as my system. It's just filtering through the low-hanging fruit and then nurturing them to be able to get them those bigger jobs and projects that they're obviously vying for. But it's also the time and the process to get to that job.
Mhm.
So you got to make sure that you're obviously filling up your funnel in between, which, you know, Facebook is one of those things where it's the cost per click is considerably cheaper than it is for Google. You
Mm.
can go bankrupt with Google, but then same thing you can do with Meta, but you have a little bit more time before Meta just does it by 1,000 cuts. Google
Right.
pretty much comes in the back door, takes your wife, takes your kid, and says,
Right.
"Let me know I live here now. You don't live here anymore." So it's just a different different beast, different animal.
Eats it up even faster. Some industries, though, that's where you got to get your clients. So you just kind of got to know what's right for different industries. I'm now pivoting more over to YouTube and just doing a slow burn with ads to play it safer. But I'm having some good success doing in feed ads, which means it doesn't interrupt them; it just suggests it. And
Oh, yep.
I'm getting like a lot of views for very little. Um, And so that's where I'm kind of readjusting to. The other thing I like about YouTube, since I am posting content multiple times a week, if they have subscribed to me on YouTube and I'm getting subscribers for $4 or less, and I can probably get that number way down. To me, like it's going to be easier for me to nurture that lead long term than if I had their email and phone. And the good thing about a subscriber is I know they're actually it's not they are really going to see my content. If they give me a fake email, fake phone, they may never hear from me again. You know what I mean? Or they may never even get my email may not even make it through spam. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like making YouTube more my house now, my marketing team essentially. And so I'm getting into some new platforms and also like when you're posting regularly, not only are you engaging your subscribers, but you're just building up that SEO.
Yeah.
Uh, when somebody does a search on Google, people forget it's not just the map pack and the organic. There's videos right there at the top too. You know what I mean? And so if you're posting on YouTube regularly, it's a really good thing. Now it's the kind of strategy you really have to take ownership for your own business. It's not the kind of thing where
Yeah.
you can go and build this out for a client.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
the difference. That's the
that's the
difference.
difference. For clients, you need to do paid ads like you're doing, and you're doing the right thing. My only suggestion would be look at that cost per click that you're seeing on those different ads, the click-through rates, pick the ones that are performing the best, and go ahead and shut down the ones except for a couple of them and let those ride. I think if you
Have you ever tried, sorry to cut you off, but have you ever tried LinkedIn? I
never
always
done,
don't I don't really hear too much about people trying LinkedIn as far as advertising.
I've
Is it
heard
good? Is it bad? Is it
I've just seen ads where they talk about how it's expensive. I don't know if it really is. I've never tried it, to be
I'm
honest.
right there with you.
Well, Carlton, I'm excited to meet with you, man. And if any of you guys want to, DeAndre, I don't know if you want to come to the sessions earlier where I can. Normally on this session, it's pretty open and closed. I'm just talking about the bonuses with affiliation, my different packages. But if you want to be able to come to trainings, you can get affiliated. You could use my code for AI employee, whatever you want to do. You know how to get in touch with me. And does anybody else have a final question before I bounce? All right. Well, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back on What day is today? Is today Thursday? No, today's Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday at 1 p.m. and then we'll have a public session at 2 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there. And I'll see you guys soon. Adios.